Bayern Munich have had a phenomenal start to the season. 16 wins out of 16 matches, guys. That is tremendous from the German champions. And today, they secured the latest of those wins against PSG, the reigning European champions. Bayern went to Paris, to the Parc des Princes. Bayern dominated PSG and they won convincingly. Bayern were worthy winners tonight against PSG. PSG is the best side in Europe at the moment, and Bayern just went to the Parc des Princes and they played them off the park, especially in the first half. Yeah, Bayern were the better side in the first half. Like, they pressed PSG relentlessly and they got 2 goals via Luis Díaz, who has had an incredible start to life in Munich, guys. Luis Díaz, when he was at Liverpool, he was a very good player. Like, he wasn't a flop at Liverpool. But when Bayern signed him for that figure, that huge sum that they made for Luis Díaz in the summer, I thought they overpaid for Díaz. And I still think they overpaid for Díaz, really. But Díaz has taken his game up a notch at Bayern Munich. He seems to have fit in perfectly at Bayern Munich. Luis Díaz scored twice against PSG in the first half to make it 10 goals now for Bayern Munich. Like, Luis Díaz is gradually heading towards world-class status now since he left Liverpool to join Bayern Munich. He wasn't bad at Liverpool, but he has gotten better at Bayern Munich and he has become a very important part of that Bayern side at the moment, guys. Luis Díaz was the difference between PSG and Bayern in that first half. PSG made a lot of uncharacteristic errors. From Marquinhos in the first half, the goal that made it 2-0, Luis Díaz pressed Marquinhos and he lost the ball and he finished calmly to make it 2-0 to Bayern. And he got a brace. But Luis Díaz went from hero to zero just on the stroke of halftime after he was sent off for a wild challenge on Hakimi. That challenge was really bad, to be honest, guys, because I think that was a really dangerous tackle from Luis Díaz. And rightly, after consulting the VAR, the referee issued Luis Díaz a red card, and that was when the game changed. PSG, all of a sudden, they started pressing in the second half. PSG pressed Bayern a lot in that second half. They could have gotten an equalizer. They could have gotten the goals that they needed to turn this game around. But Bayern, they defended so resolutely as a unit. Bayern defended so well. Like, their adaptability in this game was so impressive. In the first half, they pressed PSG relentlessly and they got the 2-0 lead. But unfortunately, after making the difference, Díaz was sent off. And then Bayern had to change their approach in that second half. And they defended resolutely. PSG was attacking them, bombarding them with so many attacks, but they resisted everything. And Manuel Neuer was impressive in goal as well. Bayern have been the best team in Europe this season, guys. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans. I know you guys are feeling some type of way at the moment, but I think Bayern has been the best team in Europe so far this season. They have won 16 games out of 16. And Harry Kane was so crucial to Bayern in that game against PSG tonight because his hold-up play, especially after the sending off of Luis Díaz, his hold-up play was so crucial in helping Bayern withstand some of the pressure that PSG was piling on them. And Bayern really deserved this win. It showed right from the Club World Cup when PSG eliminated Bayern in the quarterfinal. I think in that game, Bayern were the better side. Like, I always thought like Bayern were the better side in that game when PSG knocked them out 2-0 in the Club World Cup. And tonight they showed it again. It seems like Bayern know how to play against PSG. Because of course both sides, they like to press high, they like to attack. But Bayern, they have this technicality about them. And they have the experience as well. The European know-how to get this job done on tough European nights. And once again, they showed it tonight. And Vincent Kompany is proving to be a shrewd signing of a manager by Bayern Munich. Because a lot of eyebrows were raised when Kompany was signed by Bayern after he led Burnley to relegation in the Premier League. A lot of people were asking questions like, how would Bayern go for an unproven coach, a relegated coach like Kompany? Not minding that Burnley were shit at that time because they didn't really have the squad or the quality to survive in the Premier League. Kompany had done his part. He had made them to come back to the Premier League. But unfortunately, even though they signed some players that summer as well, Burnley couldn't have stayed in the Premier League. The quality was not just there. There were so many teams that were better than Burnley, but all the blame fell to the manager. Of course, the manager is always an easy target. So Company was blamed for Burnley being relegated. But football has a way of writing its stories, and Bayern came for Company, and Company is delivering so far. Last season he won the Bundesliga, and this season Bayern have had an electric start to the season. 16 wins out of 6, with the latest coming tonight at the Parc des Princes against the current European champions PSG. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video. Adios.